you feel anxious, right? And you want help with your anxiety, okay? Before we come to mindfulness, let's just understand a little bit on what this anxiety actually is. Then it will help you understand what mindfulness does to change it. Anxiety is basically a signal that the body is under threat, that the system is under threat. Now, for example, if a car is coming top speed towards you, without even thinking, your body is going to move, right? There is no space for real conscious thought or intellectual thought where you will say, okay, the car is coming towards me, now I should move. No. The body has already responded for your survival automatically. That is called, this action has happened from the autonomic nervous system. As the word sounds, it happens automatically, independently of your intellect. So anxiety comes up independently of your intellect. Without you actually thinking about anxiety, anxiety will come up. So anxiety is a response to stress, and it's a very healthy response. I would say not anxiety, but fight and flight is a healthy response to stress. So what happens is when your system is under threat, your body goes into a mechanism known as fight or flight, which means the body starts to get ready either to fight with the threat or to run away from that threat. In case of a car moving, you move behind, you run away. In case there's an attacker, you might choose to fight if somebody physically attacks you. So your body has become ready, your legs have energy, your hands have energy, there's more adrenaline in your body, your heart is pumping blood to all the organs. Everything is in an active, excitable state to do something. However, what really happens with anxiety is that the threat sometimes is not real. It is in the mind. Even if there is no attacker attacking you right now, but you're thinking, what if I get attacked? The body is still getting into a fight or flight response. The body is still acting as if you have to fight. So you are actually sitting on a desk, thinking about all the work you have to do, but your body is fully in a fight or flight response. You understand? So, now that fight or flight response is not needed. You don't have to fight with anybody, you don't have to run away from anybody, and yet the adrenaline is high in your body. Yet you're feeling excitable, you're feeling like, I have to do something. You're feeling worried. All of this is in your body, and there is nothing to do. As over a period of time, you end up thinking about imagined or potential threats, like, what if this happens in the future? What if that happened in the past happens again? What if my boss shouted at me yesterday, I go back to work and I have to face the same boss or the same colleague who's been taking credit for my work? Or I go back home and I have to face a situation that's unpleasant. Your mind is creating a scenario which is threatening, and your body is responding with fight and flight. So essentially, anxiety is the sense of fight and flight in response to perceived threat. Now, if you understand this, you understand what mindfulness does. Mindfulness as a practice says, hey, come back to the present moment. This is your life. This is the reality. All that you're thinking about ahead and behind are merely thoughts, stories that are moving in front of you. They are not important. So if you practice mindfulness, your core practice is, you know there is a thought, but you learn to let it go and come back to the present. You learn to let it go, you come back to the present. Now what starts to happen? Every time you choose the present over a thinking about a potential threat, your body thinks, okay, there is no threat now. If I'm breathing and I'm focused on my breath, there is no threat. If I'm focused on the present moment, there is no threat. If I'm focused on walking or eating, there is no threat. If there is no threat, the fight and flight goes down and the rest and digest comes up, which is the alternative response, which is the response of healing, which is the response of covering up for the fight and flight. So there are these two responses that work in alternation. The more we think about potential threats, the more the fight and flight stays high. The more we are in the present, the more the rest and digest response comes up. and we start to heal, we start to feel comfortable and soothe. Over a period of time, our brain learns to stay in the present, to stay less engaged in potential threats, and we learn how to be less anxious. So it's a training. We have trained ourselves to be anxious by worrying about the future. Somehow the brain has gotten trained to be anxious. Now it can get rewired and retrained to not be anxious. But the core work is to keep coming back to the present moment and helping your brain realize that the threat does not exist right now. It exists somewhere else. But like I'm saying, it's training. Training needs a memory of this kind to develop, a memory of this approach to develop, which means you have to consistently practice mindfulness. Just me telling you this and you knowing this is not going to help your anxiety. What will help your anxiety is bringing your mind again and again into the present moment, taking a few breaths in the present moment, reminding yourself that the threat is not real right now. And that will slowly start to change how you deal with anxiety.